Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Saving Sunderland. Now in today's episode we're going to go through the fixtures that you've missed, the two final Premier League games to decide whether we could finish the season unbeaten and become a new invincible side. But we'll also be reviewing all the players, how the season went and what the plans are for next season. So as you can see here, Sunderland finished season unbeaten. The two fixtures that you missed were a 5-0 home victory against Bournemouth, and on the final day of the season we beat Huddersfield 9-0. In the 5-0 game, Sugo got 2, Jelrison, Milagres and Reece Nelson got the goals for us, and in the 9-0 victory Maximiliano Sugo got himself 4, I believe Moise Kean got himself a hat-trick, Reece Nelson got 1 and Phil Foden got 1. So that leaves the final table looking like this. We finished with 100 points, 101 goal difference, 131, drew 7, lost 0. Absolutely fantastic season for us in terms of the league performance. 17 points clear of Manchester United in second place. We'll look at some of the player stats. Unfortunately, we did not get anyone as top goal scorer. Maximiliano Sugo got 6th, even though he only played 14 games with 4 substitute appearances. He managed to get himself 20 goals in the league. That's unbelievable form from him. The issue with Maximiliano Sugo was he got 3 separate 4-week injuries, so he essentially missed 3 months of the season. And of course, when Lincoln was performing well, I wasn't chucking him straight back in. So maybe next season if he can stay fit. But I think that's been the problem with us this season. We've lost Sugo for a good portion of the season. We lost Ndombele for pretty much the entirety of the season. Guendouzi had a big injury this season. It's just a lot of our key players got injured at the wrong time and we struggled to really replace them well enough. Maybe our backups aren't good enough. A lot of our backups are wonder kids though, and they are improving all the time. So maybe next season, maybe there doesn't need to be some huge changes. But at the same time, can't be relying on players who are getting injured quite a lot. He's not classed as injury prone, Sugo. Neither was Ndombele. Neither was Guendouzi. None of these players are injury prone, but they're getting injuries all the time, and it's difficult. Phil Foden's another one who's just constantly picking up little niggles here and there, and it means it's very difficult to get a settled side who can really form the partnerships that's needed to not only win this league, but to go far in the Champions League. In terms of the best assisters in the league, Emmanuel Vignato won that. 18 assists in 26 appearances for him. He's another one who injuries left, right and centre, just little niggles here and there meant he had to stay out of the side. But yeah, he did finish top of the assists table. If you look at average ratings here, we absolutely dominate this list. Vignato, Ruben Diaz, Oscar Pfeiffer and Phil Foden completing the top 4. Guendouzi is in number 5, Milagres is number 8, Althans is number 10, Mateo Rios is number 15. So yeah, is that 11 players, something like that, very close to it, in the top 20 of the average ratings. Minimum of 25 games played, that's why you don't see the likes of Sugo and stuff on there. Vignato, most players of the match of the season for the entirety of the league, 7 for him. We're not on the yellow cards list or the red cards list, which is brilliant. Games won, we of course dominate that list. Teams goals, we dominate that list as well. Most distance covered per 90 minutes, Hector Bellerin for Chelsea coming in top, but Milagres coming in second. Michael Althans coming in 4th. Phil Foden surprisingly coming in 5th. That's brilliant by Phil Foden, really. You know, for a player whose natural fitness is 9, to be covering that much of the pitch is very, very good. Nobody on key tackles. Least conceded, Jordan Pickford came in second to David De Gea. I don't think we'll ever win this. He will win Golden Glove because he managed to keep 23 clean sheets in the 36 appearances that he made. As you can see here, he is top of the most clean sheets table. Most tackles, Milagres gets himself on that list. Most dribbles per match, Emmanuel Vignato. Most key passes, Vignato. Best at hitting target, Oscar Pfeiffer. Minimum of 25 shots, he got 63% of his shots on target. But he does have 10 finishing, 11 long shots, so maybe it's not that surprising. And in terms of the team overview, we scored the most goals in the league, hitting 121 goals in 38 games. That is absolutely fantastic. Most headers completed, that's great. Possession will be nowhere on that. Most tackles won, 81%, brilliant. Least conceded, 20. I'm really surprised at that. I thought we would concede more than Manchester United, but we have managed to only concede 20 goals in 38 games, 25 clean sheets over the season. Our cross completions 20%, which is brilliant, and we hit 50% of our shots on target, which is unbelievable. Salary per annum, we are 6th on this table. I expect that to rise over the summer with the new contracts for some of our boys who stay. Our net transfer spend was 47 million for this season. We did of course make some really big summer signings, but we also sold quite a lot. Average attendance will actually finish second in the league, which is really impressive. 63,811, 99% of our capacity filled out. Hopefully next season we can get that closer to 100%. And yeah, I'm not trying to say it was a bad season. Of course it wasn't. Unbeaten in the league, 38 games. We'll manage to stay unbeaten for 100 points on the board. I'm just really gutted that we couldn't turn that dominance in the league into dominance in the Champions League. We of course got knocked out by Paris Saint-Germain. It is what it is. So in terms of our best performers overall, Reece Nelson with a 7.91. He played 32 games for us over the season. Absolutely fantastic from the lad. He actually played 37, 16 goals, 13 assists. I mean, you can't complain for a free transfer. He's been absolutely fantastic when Vignato was injured or when he just replaced him because he was playing better. Vignato coming in second with a 7.84, 41 appearances over the season, 18 goals and 21 assists. Maximiliano Sugo, 30 appearances in all competitions, 24 goals and 9 assists with a 7.76 average rating, which is fantastic. These are the attributes of the boys. That's how Sugo's looking these days, looking absolutely fantastic. Pretty much realised his potential now. He is wanted by, I believe, Real Madrid and Barcelona, so we might have a job in our hands keeping him here. Jadon Sancho still out for another 7 weeks to 4 months. He got a 9-month injury, of course. We signed him for 67 million in the summer. He played 22 games in the Premier League, scoring 13 goals and getting 7 assists, which overall was 18 goals and 12 assists in 34 appearances. He's been absolutely fantastic. Hopefully he can come back without being diminished too much. Lincoln found himself having 34 appearances this season, 24 goals and 5 assists. He's been performing excellently when Maximiliano Sugo wasn't available. Oscar Pfeiffer, the best centre-back in the world, hands down. He is wanted by Real Madrid and PSG. But just look at this guy. He's absolutely fantastic. The fact that we got him for 11.5 million is an absolute disgrace. But he performed really well. 53 games for him, 4 goals, 4 assists with a 7.42 average rating. Ruben Diaz, another one of our starting centre-backs, played 45 games, 5 goals, 4 assists with a 7.4 average rating. Matteo Guendouzi came back from a big injury last season, made 48 appearances this season, 5 goals, 7 assists with a 7.37 average rating. You can't complain with that. Phil Foden, our English stallion, 35 games with 11 substitute appearances, 4 goals, 6 assists, 7.36 average rating. Excellent from him from central midfield. Ndombele, still out for another 5 weeks. He has, of course, had an injury he's been out for 5 months so far, so he's going to be out for about 6 months altogether. And obviously his stats have diminished quite heavily because of that. Same with what happened to Guendouzi last season. Will he still be here come the start of next season? He was absolutely prolific when he was starting. 20 appearances this season, 5 goals and 6 assists. You can't complain with that. Moise Kean made 37 appearances this season, got himself 10 goals and 14 assists. He did find himself playing second fiddle to Jadon Sancho when he was fit, but obviously when he got injured, Moise Kean got more game time. Michael Althans made that starting right wing back position his own. He made 44 appearances over the season, getting 2 goals, 9 assists with a 7.3 average rating. His stats are going up lovely. He looks like an excellent wing back, and I don't see Rickson taking over from him anytime soon. Jalrisson, of course, he came back from loan in Red Bull Leipzig in the January transfer window because of that injury to Ndombele. He's improved a lot over the season. He made 21 appearances for us, 2 goals, 2 assists, and a 7.23 average rating. Excellent from the young lad. I expect him to feature more and more next season. Mateo Rios, of course, our Colombian centre-back. He made 43 appearances for us this season. 3 goals, 2 assists with a 7.28 average rating. Again, one of the best centre-backs in the world alongside Oscar Pfeiffer. Milagres dispossessed Kieran Tierney of that starting left wing-back role. Made 47 appearances over the season. 3 goals, 8 assists with a 7.26 average rating. He's still got room to improve according to my coaches. I just want to see that wing-back left role become a natural one. Christian Nievas is of course somebody who we signed in the January transfer window, I do believe. Was it the January transfer? It might not have been. We might have signed him in the summer. He started 21 games, made 2 substitute appearances, averaging a 7.18 when he did play. He is a competent centre-back, but he is very much a backup for us. Jose Luis, our other backup centre-back, 20 years old, still got room to improve. 26 games this season, 2 goals and a 7.21 average rating. This is the only one who I could see cracking the first team next season. He may start ahead of Ruben Diaz. It's all up for debate at the minute. Probably not to start with, but over the season, if he continues to improve as he has been, he might find himself in the starting 11. Harley Johnson, poor Harley Johnson, made 20 appearances this season. A lot of them were for the under-23s. averaging a 7.06 average rating, 2 goals, 2 assists. I'll try and move this guy on in the summer. It's not fair for him to be sitting in our squad doing absolutely nothing. Luis Enrique Aranz made 45 appearances, but 23 of them were off the bench. Still got a lot of room to improve. 16 goals, 9 assists with an average rating of 7.15. He's an absolutely fantastic player, and in any other save, he will be my starting striker. But unfortunately for him, we've got Lincoln, we've got Sugo. I don't know. Maybe we're cashing on this guy, I'm not too sure. Patrick Haller, our backup keeper, made 12 appearances, getting himself only conceded 9 goals and 6 clean sheets with his average rating of 7.13. He's going to remain our backup. He's going to get as much game time as I can give him. Jordan Pickford, of course, our £45 million signing in the summer. He made 49 appearances this season, only conceding 36 goals with 28 clean sheets, averaging a 7.12. Absolutely brilliant from the English lad. Mohamed Zahir, who was, of course, the £22 million signing from January. He made 30 appearances this season. 5 assists, 7.06 average rating. Fantastic from him. I expect him to continue to improve, and he is the backup for Phil Foden. Rickson, our backup right back, made 17 appearances with 12 coming off the bench. 7.09 average rating. Absolutely fantastic. Hopefully he can become natural in that right wing back role. And you never know, he might compete with Michael Althaeans for that right wing back role, but I doubt it. Kieran Tierney spent a large part of this season injured, lower back stress fracture. Made 28 appearances this season. 11 coming off the bench, averaging a 6.97. Just a decent backup left back. And finally, I'm never going to say his name right, Sharal Abidis made 18 appearances, getting 5 goals, 7 assists, and 7.19 average rating. Obviously, a lot of them came not starting for us really. He is a wonder kid. We signed him for £2.1 million in the January transfer window. This is when I wasn't sure if I was bringing Jelverson back from his loan. So we'll try and give him a loan game time out next season, see how he can improve in the future. So looking forward to the next season. Am I going to make major changes? Absolutely not. It's not going to be like last season where I went all out. I will try and make smart decisions in terms of who I sell and who I keep. I do have some boys come back from loan who I want to promote into the first team squad, but that will probably make necessary some sales. I don't really know how it's going to fall yet. So if you've enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you've enjoyed my content, why not get yourself subscribed? There's a big season next season, a lot of changes in the summer, maybe, or maybe not so many. We'll have to wait and see how it all falls. We do have £230 million to spend, so that of course is going to factor into my decision making. Hey, but until next time, take it easy.